Good afternoon, this is Houndog Steve wishing you a very pleasant afternoon, and wow, the sun is out. We have been slowed down by rain and the site got kind of soggy again, but we have been really busy this week, got a lot done, and so let's go around, take a little tour. Not too much to see, but yeah, just some video of the day the crane arrived to move one of the containers, and that same crane will be coming back to move both of my containers into their final resting position. So let's go take a quick look around. Okay, so here we are. A lot of work has been going on. The crush has arrived, and the site has now been leveled. Well, pretty much leveled. And the first corner stone or placement there is set in place. So yeah, she's looking good. All of the roots are out, cut off, and that big hole is just about gone. There's going to be a drain put in there, as I said, and run down. That'll go across down back into the swamp. So yes, lots of activity. So Louis has been on the tractor whilst I have been splitting and stacking. Working my way through the pile. It's a big pile, but she's got to get done because once that container arrives, which will be not too long now, most of my time is going to be devoted to getting that ready, because winter is, well, we passed the longest day of the year. Every day is getting shorter now, and I'll tell you what, September rolls around pretty quickly, so there's going to be a lot of work going on between now and September. Okay, this is the following day, and you can see quite a bit of work has taken place. I can assure you that those rocks were as heavy as they look. But these here, 1, 2, 3, and soon to be 4, the 4 pads for the 20-foot container. Now we'll be tamping those down. This will be filled in, and we will build cement blocks on there, and next thing you know, the container will be sitting there. The pads have just been poured today. My little arms are falling off. You don't realise how heavy concrete is until you have to mix it. But yeah, there's a drain going to be going into here this is where all the water seems to catch, and we're going to dig a trench across here, and those pipes over there are going to be the drain that's going to wash this water away. And here are 3 more pads. These 2 and the 2 on the other side are for the 40-foot, and those 2 and what will be 2 more pads here are for the 20-foot. So it's going to make an L shape, and you can see pretty well how big the deck is going to be, because that will fit into that area along the edge of the 40-foot and the 20-foot. So this is almost the end of phase 1, but the real work will start when the containers arrive and we start building the deck. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it'll really give it'll start to take on the real shape. You'll be able to see really what it's going to look like when it's finished.
So good right down inside. Well, I feel so happy that you're here right, that you're here right by my side. When I hear you sing it, when I hear you singing, I feel so good, I feel so good way down inside. Well, I feel so happy that you're here right, that you're here right by my side. Yeah. When I see you dancing, it feels so good. I feel so good way down inside. Well, I feel so happy that you're here right, that you're here right by my side. Well, now I feel so happy that you're here right, that you're here right by my side.
Okay, so concrete has been poured, it's set. We now have to wait 7 days for that to cure. This is part of the drainage system that's going to go in. The other 3 footings, and now the footing forms have been put in for the last 2 pads. And we just have to fill in some spaces, do a little landscaping around to make sure the water is flowing in the correct direction. Put in the sewer line, and then this will all be covered with that crush over there. You won't see the drain, and that should solve all of the water problems. Actually, I had a friend I worked for many years when I was doing my handyman business, and he was an architect, and he built his house in the Caledon Hills, which is notorious for a high water table. And anyways, I remember saying to him, Michael, are you not worried about the water? He says, you know, you only have a problem with water if you pretend that you don't have water. He says you make a way for it to come in and a way for it to go out, and you don't have any problems with water anymore. It's when you try and stop that flow, or you try and make the river go uphill, that's when you have problems. So that's what we're doing. This is going to be a soak-away area. There'll be some gravel, some topsoil, and then grassed in, and that will lead into the drain, and all of that water that comes down that hill. You can see the path it takes. 1, 2 round either side around that rock, and there's another runoff over there, but that goes off to the side and it's not an issue. So that's how you deal with water problems, my friend. You let it do what it wants to do. Give the water a path to follow, and there it goes, runs off down there, naturally wants to go down there. Naturally wants to go down there. So here we are. The last 2 pads have been concreted, and they're in place. And this is the drainage line to the septic tank. And this is what we spent our morning doing. Well, I stacked some wood actually, and then we got together and dug this trench for the septic line. Found a huge rock. There's some huge rocks around here. It's amazing how they all got to be where they are. But Once that is put in place with insulation on top, then that drain is going to be put in place, and we'll be building a berm and a catch basin. All is going to run down into this one point and let the water run off. As I said, you only have a water problem if you pretend you don't have a water problem. But if you just give it a place to come in and give it a place to go out, and you're good to go. Now we'll need another pipe on the end of that to get to the other side of this pad and run it on down that hill there. But that will work just perfectly. That bank there will be rounded off and all grassed in, and I'll be using perennial rye because that is the most excellent ground cover. It has a great root system. It basically chokes out weeds because it grows so thick, and it loves the good moist conditions, and so it'll hold all of that soil, all of that bank in place. And like I say, once that drain is in, you won't see any water building up here at all, and nothing will come onto this site, because this was a bit of a low spot, and you can see the water ran into there, and we've got a little mud going on. But like I say, that will stop happening once the drain is put in. So as you can see, things move along very quickly. The septic lines are in, and this layer of vinyl tarp, I guess you'd call it, is a protective layer to stop any grass from coming up, and to help deal with water rising up through the soil. But yes, it's looking very, very good. By this time next week, we should be looking at the actual containers in position. The crane will be coming in to lift them into their final location, and that's when we're going to find out if it's all level. It should be. It's all been tested, no problem at all. Okay, so we are ready for the containers. It's been confirmed that they will be arriving on Tuesday. The crane will be coming on Tuesday, and so both containers are going to be put into the final position as of 2 days from now. And I don't mind telling you, it was a lot of work to get this prepped up, ready to go like this. Anyway, as I say, once the containers arrive, then the real work begins. The deck and the walls have to go up fairly quickly of the what will be the living room, and the roof has to go on so we can have a good dry storage working area. So that will be the main priority in the weeks to come, and I will be documenting that as we go so you can see how it's done. So there you go, just a little bit of a catch up on what's going on, how far we progressed, and because I want to document the whole process so that everyone can see exactly how this is done. It's more work than I thought, but there you go, that's the way things usually work out. You can draw it on a piece of paper, but actually doing it is another thing. And so if you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe below, and in the meantime, this is Houndog Steve wishing you a very pleasant afternoon, and we'll talk very, very shortly. You take care now. See ya. Bye.